Learners with intellectual disability. Definition of intellectual disability. In the 19th century, the term imbecile, from the Latin word for weak and feeble, was given as a label for a less severe degree of intellectual disability. Before, the acceptable term for people with intellectual disability were imbecile, weak, or feeble, and those words are acceptable before. But now, we must employ people first policies, so the correct way of addressing them is to call them learners with intellectual disability or person with intellectual disability. According to Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act defines intellectual disability as significantly sub-average general intellectual functioning existing concurrently with deficits in adaptive behavior manifested during the developmental period which adversely affects a child's educational performance. So, IDEA is a legislation originally in America that ensures students with a disability are provided with a free, appropriate public education that is tailored to their individual needs. Three criteria for diagnosis are specified. Number one, significantly sub-average intellectual functioning refers to a score of two or more standard deviations below the mean on a standardized intelligence test. An IQ score of approximately 70 or lower. Number two, significant difficulty with tasks for daily living, adaptive behavior. Number three, deficits in intellectual functioning and adaptive behavior must occur during the developmental period, which differentiates intellectual disabilities with other disabilities of cognitive impairment, such as traumatic brain injury. Adaptive behavior refers to the skills and behaviors necessary for individuals to effectively and independently function in daily life and interact with their environment. These skills encompass various domains, including communication, self-care, socialization, and functional academics. Individuals with intellectual disabilities may experience challenges in acquiring and demonstrating adaptive behavior skills, or simply mean adaptive behavior are the skills that the child needs in order to perform his or her everyday living tasks. According to American Association on Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities, AAIDD's definition of intellectual disability specifies significant limitations in both intellectual functioning and adaptive functioning, which should occur before the age of 18 years. There are five assumptions that are essential for understanding and applying this definition. Number one, limitations in present functioning must be considered within the context of the person's community environment with regards to age, peers, and culture. Number two, valid assessment considers cultural and linguistic diversity as well as differences in communication, sensory motor, and behavioral factors. Number three, limitations often exist with strengths with the individual. Number four, limitations are described for the purpose of profiling an individual's needed support. The life functioning of the person with intellectual disability will improve given appropriate personalized supports. Examples, resources, and strategies that aim to promote the development, education, interests, and personal well-being of a person and that enhance individual functioning over a sustained period. According to American Psychiatric Association, American Psychiatric Association defines intellectual disability as deficits in general mental abilities, including reasoning, problem solving, planning, abstract thinking, judgment, academic learning, and learning from experience. These deficits result in impairment of adaptive functioning, such as one's inability to meet standards of personal independence and social responsibility in one or more aspects of daily life, including communication, social participation, academic or occupational functioning, and personal independence at home or in community settings. According to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, it is defined by an IQ under 70. In addition to deficits in two or more adaptive behaviors that affect everyday general living. Intellectual functions are defined under DSM-5 as reasoning, problem solving, planning, abstract thinking, judgment, academic learning, and learning from instruction and experience, and practical understanding, confirmed by both clinical assessment and standardized tests. Adaptive behavior is defined in terms of conceptual, social, and practical skills involving tasks performed by people in their everyday lives. For professionals, in order for them to diagnose a person with disability, there are criteria that they must meet. For us to know their IQ level, they must undergo an assessment and be looked at by a qualified professional. Etiology of intellectual disability. So when we say etiology, it refers to the cause or causes of a disease or disorder. So number one, we have genetic conditions. Number two, problems during pregnancy. Three, problems at birth. 4. Exposure to certain types of disease or toxins. Number 5. Iodine deficiency. Number 6. Malnutrition. Number 7. Absence of the arcuate fasciculus. So what is arcuate fasciculus? The arcuate fasciculus is a bundle of nerve fibers connecting two important areas of the brain involved in language processing, Broca's area and Wernicke's area. Its main function is to facilitate communication between these two regions, which are crucial for language comprehension and production. Specifically, the arcuate fasciculus plays a role in the integration of auditory information received in Wernicke's area, located in the temporal lobe, with motor functions related to speech production controlled by Broca's area, typically located in the frontal lobe. This integration allows for the fluent processing and production of spoken language. Dysfunction or damage to the arcuate fasciculus can result in language disorders such as conduction aphasia, where individuals have difficulty repeating words they hear despite understanding them. Broca's area is primarily involved in the production of speech and language. It plays a key role in the planning and execution of speech movements, including the coordination of muscles involved in speech production. Wernicke's area is primarily involved in the comprehension of language, including understanding spoken and written language. It processes the meaning of words and sentences. Broca's area is involved in speech production, while Wernicke's area is involved in language comprehension. Together with other brain regions and neural pathways, they form a network essential for various aspects of language processing. So there are four levels of intellectual disability. So first we have mild, followed by moderate. Third one is severe, and the last one is profound. So mild when it comes to communication and language, difficulty in the acquisition and comprehension of complex language concepts and academic skills, able to do simple multiplications, divisions, and write simple letters or lists. So their basic skills are mostly they can do basic self-care, home activities, they are able to complete job application, basic independent job skills, they arrive on time, stay at tasks, interact with coworkers, use public transportation, may qualify for recipes. And the supports that they need are support as needed basis, episodic or short term, so they can achieve relatively independent living and employment as adults with appropriate support. Second, moderate language and capacity for acquisition of academic skills of persons affected vary but are generally limited to basic skills. Abilities include sight word reading, copy address from card to job application, match written number to number of items. Some may master basic self-care and home activities. Abilities include some independence in self-care, housekeeping with supervision or cue cards, meal preparation, can follow picture recipes, cards, job skills learned with match repetition, use public transportation with some supervision. So, most require consistent support in order to achieve independent living and employment as adults. Severe, very limited language and capacity for acquisition of academic skills. May also have motor impairments, require daily support in and supervision. Some may acquire basic self-care skills with intensive training. Regular, consistent, lifetime support in school, work, or home activities, care dependent. Profound, very limited communication abilities. Capacity for acquisition of academic skills is restricted to basic concrete skills. Usually kapag profound yung kanyang level of intellectual disability, ito talaga yung mga kailangan ng um, alagaan talaga. Usually they are bedridden, wheelchair, so kailangan talaga nila ng lagi magtitingin sa kanila. When it comes to their basic skills, they may also have motor and sensory impairments. Usually profound yung kanilang intellectual disability. Sometimes meron ng comorbid condition o associated with other conditions such as cerebral palsy, epilepsy, or seizure disorder. Of course, they require daily support and supervision. So, ano yung mga supports na kailangan nila? High intensity support needed across all environments. Limitations of self-care. Hindi nila kayang alagaan ang sarili nila, kaya kailangan nila ng mag-aalaga sa kanila. Continence. Communication and mobility may need complete custodial or nursing care, and they are care dependent. Signs and symptoms. The level of impairment ranges in severity for each person. Some of the early signs can include delays in reaching or failure to achieve milestone in motor skills development, sitting, crawling, walking. Kung isang bata, meron siyang intellectual disability, more likely when it comes to developmental tasks na dapat na perform niya according to his or her developmental age, like sitting, crawling, walking, kung meron siyang intellectual disability, usually itong mga tasks na to, hindi rin niya na perform. Slowness learning to talk, or continued difficulties with speech and language skills after starting to talk. Difficulty with self-help and self-care skills, getting dressed, washing, and feeding themselves. So even taking care of themselves, medyo nahihirapan sila. Poor planning or problem-solving abilities, behavioral and social problems, failure to grow intellectually, or continued infant childlike behavior. So parang delay sila, yung parang isip bata pa rin. Problems keeping up in school, failure to adapt or adjust to new situations, difficulty understanding and following social rules. So, what is the prevalence of intellectual disability? So, intellectual disability affects about 1% of the general population, and 75 to 90% ng 1% ng general population na yon, meron silang mild intellectual disability. When we say prevalence, so prevalence refers to the total number of people affected by a disease in a population, including both new and existing cases, or simply mean when we say prevalence, gaano ba karami yung merong ganitong kondisyon? Characteristics of learners with intellectual disability. So, what are the characteristics of learners with intellectual disability in terms of cognitive functioning, adaptive behavior, behavioral excesses, and challenging behavior, and positive attributes? So, when it comes to cognitive functioning, first we have the learning rate, memory, attention, generalization, and maintenance, and motivation. So when we say learning rate, compared sa normal na bata, medyo mabagal silang matuto or makaintindi. When it comes to memory, in order for them to memorize certain activity or skills or simple information, kailangan ulit-ulitin mo sa kanila dahil hindi nila yan makukuha ng mabilisan. Attention. In individuals with intellectual disabilities, attention refers to the ability to focus, sustain, and shape attention as needed in various tasks and situations. Challenges with attention may manifest as difficulties in staying on task, easily becoming distracted, and struggling to maintain concentration for extended periods. These difficulties can impact learning, problem solving, and social interactions. Tailored interventions, including structured environments, visual supports, and task modifications, can help individuals with intellectual disabilities improve their attention skills and effectively engage in activities. Generalization and maintenance. In the context of cognitive functioning in individuals with intellectual disabilities, generalization refers to the ability to apply learned skills, strategies, or behaviors across different settings, situations, or tasks. Maintenance, on the other hand, refers to the ability to retain and continue to use those skills or behaviors over time. Motivation in individuals with intellectual disabilities. Motivation plays a crucial role in cognitive functioning by influencing their engagement, persistence, and learning. Motivation refers to the internal drive or desire to pursue and achieve goals. It can be affected by factors such as interest, enjoyment, perceived competence, and the presence of rewards or consequence. Adaptive behavior. Self-care and daily living skills, and social relationships. Adaptive behavior in a person with intellectual disability refers to their ability to effectively function in everyday life, tasks, and situations. This includes skills such as communication, self-care, social interaction, and daily living activities. Challenges in adaptive behavior may arise due to cognitive impairments, but with appropriate support and interventions, individuals can develop and improve these skills to enhance their independence and quality of life. Behavioral excesses and challenging behavior. More likely to exhibit behavioral problems than those without. So, what are these behavioral excesses and challenging behavior? Behavioral excesses refer to behaviors that occur too frequently, intensely, or inappropriately in a given situation. Example, yung mga batang may intellectual disability, nagtatantrums din sila. So, when we say tantrums, this is the outbursts of frustration or anger characterized by crying, screaming, stomping, or other disruptive behaviors. Non-compliance or refusal to follow instructions, rules, or requests from others. Ayaw sumunod. Withdrawal or yung mga batang withdrawn, meaning the avoidance of social interactions or activities, isolation, or refusing to engage with others. So, ayaw mag-join ng mga activities. So, those are examples of behavioral excesses and challenging behavior. Positive attributes may display tenacity and curiosity in learning, have good relationship with others, and positively influence other individuals around them. Individuals with intellectual disabilities who exhibit tenacity and curiosity in learning show a strong determination to overcome challenges and explore new knowledge. They also tend to maintain positive relationships with others, demonstrating empathy and fostering connections. Moreover, their positive attitudes and behaviors can influence those around them, inspiring inclusivity and understanding within their communities. Assessment of intellectual disabilities. So, mental age or MA, chronological age or CA, intelligence quotient or IQ. So, when we say chronological age, ito yung exact age mo ngayon. Okay, so kung ilang taon ka na in short. So, how to calculate IQ? So, mental age divided by your chronological age times 100 is equals to your IQ. Okay, now the question is, what if birthday mo bukas? So, ano yung gagamitin mo sa chronological age? Siyempre, yung exact age mo at the moment na kinompute mo yung IQ level. So, kung ilang taon ka ngayon, kahit birthday mo pa bukas, yung age mo ngayon, yun ang gagamitin mo. In order to get the mental age, so again, paano ba natin makukuha yung mental age? You have to take the IQ test or IQ tests that are standardized tests, consists of a series of questions or tasks designed to assess various cognitive abilities to be administered by licensed professionals such as psychologists. Educational programs and approaches. Active Student Response or ASR. This is a strategy that promotes active student in their own learning. This gives attention to the participation of all learners at a whole class or group level as they actively respond to teacher questions at the same time. So this involves 6 discrete steps as follows. Number 1, teacher poses a question. Number 2, pupils are given thinking time to formulate an answer or give them time to think about the question so they can give an appropriate answer to your question. So number 3, all pupils respond at the same time in an active manner which each pupil required to respond on an individual basis. This could be with the use of cardboards or sheets of papers with responses such as A, B, C, D, true or false, or like, dislike. Teacher reviews the pupils' answers by scanning individual pupil responses, which provide direct insight into the pupil's learning. 5, teacher provides feedback based on pupils' responses. Giving feedback to students with intellectual disabilities fosters their academic, social, and emotional development, supporting their overall well-being and success. Number 6, teaching is adjusted when required. So, teaching is adjusted when required to accommodate the diverse learning needs, abilities, and preferences of students. This may involve modifying instructional methods, materials, or pacing to ensure that all students can effectively engage with the content and achieve learning goals. Adjustments may also include providing additional support, scaffolding, or alternative assessments to address individual learning styles and challenges. Overall, adapting existing teaching practices, promotes inclusive education, and enhances the learning experiences and outcomes of all students. Kung ikaw ay isang SPED teacher, dapat ikaw ay learner-centered or students are seen as the main focus and they are supported to take progressive responsibility for their learning. As a teacher, you have to adjust, enable for the child to learn. Task analysis. This approach means breaking down complex or multi-step skills into smaller, easier to learn sequence subtasks. Sidon and Franzone listed steps on the implementation of task analysis, and these are as follows. So when we say breaking down complex or multi-step skills into smaller, more manageable components involves breaking down the task or skill into smaller sequential steps. This approach helps learners understand and master each step before moving on to the next, gradually building their proficiency and confidence. So by simplifying the learning process, learners can focus on mastering individual components, leading to greater success in acquiring complex skills over time. Number one, identify the target skill to be taught. Alamin mo muna kung ano yung skills na dapat matutunan ng bata. Number two, identify the prerequisite skills of the learner and the materials needed. Alamin muna yung una niyang dapat matutunan bago mo ituro ang next skill or yung skill na mas complex. Number three, breaking the skill into components. Number four, confirming that the task is completely analyzed. Number five, determining how the skill will be taught. And number six, implementing intervention and mentoring progress. Community-based instruction or CBI. This is a strategy or instructional method that promotes the teaching and use of academic and functional skills in the learner's natural environment. The setting, as well as the task, should be relevant and age appropriate to the learners. The core of this program must be directly related to the areas that prepare students to function in their community, domestic, vocational, recreation, and leisure, and accessing community resources. So, community based instruction or CBI involves providing instruction and learning experiences in real life community settings rather than solely within the classroom. So, this approach allows students to apply academic and functional skills in authentic contexts, such as grocery stores, libraries, parks, or public transportation. CBI aims to enhance students' independence, social skills, and community integration by fostering meaningful interactions and practical learning opportunities outside the classroom environment. Core of community-based instruction. There are four domains. So first we have the domestic domain. So it's all about self-management, home living, and daily living. So domestic domain includes life skills that needs in their everyday lives or in order for them to survive everyday tasks. So like eating and food preparation, grooming and dressing, hygiene, health and safety, and assisting and taking care of others. Next, the vocational domain or vocational domain, it means they are capable of doing work. Pero if they have intellectual disability, more likely manual labor yung mga binibigay sa kanila na work or mga work na madali lang nilang matututunan. So, yung mga taong may intellectual disability, pwede pa rin naman silang magtrabaho. Yun nga lang, medyo more on manual labor yung kanilang makukuhang trabaho or any task or job na madali nila matututunan. So, classroom or school jobs, non-paid work experiences within the community, internship, paid work experiences, or apprenticeship. Recreation, leisure domain. School and extracurricular activities, activities to do alone, activities to do with family and friends, and physical fitness activities, and community domain, travel, community safety, and shopping. So, when it comes to community domain, kailangan din matutunan ng bata na malaman yung way pauwi sa kanila or kung saan yung bahay nila or else may tendency na pwede silang maligaw. Systemic feedback. Number one, praise and other forms of confirmation or positive reinforcement for correct responses. Number two, error connection. For incorrect responses when giving feedback, it becomes effective when it is specific, immediate, positive, frequent, and differential. Or simply means wag ka nang magpaligoy-ligoy pa when it comes to giving your feedbacks to the child. Kailangan specific ka dapat. Direct and frequent measurement. A measurement is direct when it objectively records the learner's performance of the behavior of interest in the natural environment for that skill, while it is frequent when it occurs on regular basis. Play-based learning, a hands-on approach where play activities were used to teach cognitive skills to learners with intellectual disabilities. In this way, the learners feel like they are just in a game while they are actually learning. Technology applications. So this could be used so learners can practice a skill on their own. Audiobooks could also be used so learners can listen to stories. So there are ranges of intellectual disability. We have the mild, moderate, severe, and profound. So sa mild, yung IQ range nila from 70 up to 50 or 55. So 70 or 50 to 55 to 70. So we can consider that as mild intellectual disability. Okay, so what are the expectations kung mild ang intellectual disability ng bata? So they may appear to be delayed, but prior to school, entrance may be similar to peers with respect to social skills, motor skills, and communication. Overall academic levels up to grade 6 level, vocational success with minimal support and supervision. So, yung mild intellectual disability, this is the most common. So, there are times that intellectual disability is comorbid with other condition. Okay, now, moderate. So, yung IQ range nila, 35 to 40 or to 50 to 55. So, what are the expectations? Academic expectations about grade 3 level, vocational success is sheltered workshops, highly structured tasks supported with behavioral methods and trainings. Next, we have the severe, yung kanilang IQ range from 20 to 25 to 35 to 40. So what are the expectations? Increased medical, motor, and neurological problems, basic pre-academic skills, limited sight, vocabulary, success in group homes where they can be monitored closely. And profound, the last one. So IQ range nila is 25 below. So often multiple motor and neurological problems. Augmentative communication systems can help communicate basic needs, long-term placement in sheltered settings to allow for close monitoring. So itong mga severe profound, ito talaga yung mga alagain. Kailangan nila ng close monitoring. Kailangan nila ng may mag-aalaga sa kanila everyday. Kailangan nila ng may makakasama. Kasi they cannot do a lot of things alone. Now, usually, lalo nating profound. Usually, ang intellectual disability kasi, lalo na kapag severe, profound, associated yan or comorbid with other conditions. And the most common are cerebral palsy, seizure disorder, or epilepsy. So, like for example, sa profound, even yung pagmuya or yung paglunok or yung hindi nila magawa yon even yung i-contain yung kanilang saliva o yung laway nila, hindi nila magawa. Kaya nga yung iba tumutulo yung laway kasi even yon hindi nila kayang gawin. Now, what are the intervention, strategies, and so forth? So first we have psychosocial intervention, behavioral intervention, cognitive behavioral intervention, and family-oriented strategies.